morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is May 29th, 2019, and it's hard to believe we have whisked through another month. It's unbelievable how fast they go, isn't it? What we're going to be talking about today is the Federal Bureau of Investigation Internet Crime Complaint Center's annual report that comes out generally between May and July each year. This is 2018, so last year's report. I'm going to be linking this in the description for those of you that would like to take a look at it. It's actually really important that people keep themselves aware of the different internet crime that's going on, but particularly because the IC3, which is the Internet Crime Office, is where a lot of people, over 140 that I am personally aware of, turned in the scam that April LeJeune was doing. I'm going to talk about this today because this is really important that you guys actually have a good grasp on where you can locate information with regards to this. Now, just to let you know, I did get some help with getting this actual report. So I would like to thank Mystic Mountain for sending me a copy of this link so that I could forward all of you over there and you could read this for yourself. Now, scambusters.org, you guys might actually remember. Scambusters.org was featured in the article that was written by the Durango Herald. Here, I'll show you. That actually did an article on April LeJeune's scam. They were the first ones to break this outside of the Virgo Triad channel, and they spoke to previous clients of hers that had been scammed. They spoke to previous employees of hers that had been scammed and were doing work on that they did not know was fraudulent. This, of course, most of you guys have probably seen before, but this is the Durango Herald News that actually posted this. And then, of course, it just kind of ran amok from there. Many other news stations or news papers actually picked up the story, including Esquire magazine. But what I would like to talk to you about is the fact that when they were checking into and investigating a lot of what April's paperwork was stating, they actually went to a company that's online that does a lot of work having to do with scam busting, and that's scambuster.org. So the Durango Herald requested information from them. Here is scambusters.org, and as you can see, they have the Don't Fall for the Straw Man scam information that is up. I can link this so you guys can actually take a look at that too. Again, important to know simply because what we are dealing with is a massive, massive amount of numbers in terms of actual internet fraud. So as you can see from this graph here, they took 2014 through 2018, and they show that they have had over 1.5 million complaints and $7.5 billion in total losses. That is a tremendous amount of money. So I'm going to read to you the scambusters.org statement from today that I think you guys will actually find really interesting. And hopefully you guys can take a look at all of this stuff. I'm going to try to keep this video fairly short today because I have a lot of other things that I'm working on for the radio show. And I've also got another historical video that I'm going to be putting up probably tomorrow to give you the history behind this specific scam. Every day, almost 1,000 Americans complain to the FBI that they've fallen victim to an internet crime. Scams and other fraudulent activity are costing the public about $2.7 billion every year, according to the FBI Associated Agency and the Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3. This week we offer some highlights from the agency's annual report, along with valuable tips for dealing with one of the fastest growing scams targeting firms and their employees. Let's get started. The FBI has launched a new initiative to help and support victims of internet crime with timely intervention, and guidance, especially for victims that are in distress. Online crime is costing Americans at least $2.7 billion a year, according to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, IC3. As we always say, the true figure is likely significantly higher because of unreported crime or scam reports handled by other organizations. IC3 has launched its new program to improve help for victims by setting up a team of victim specialists of internet crime called the VSIC. When you fall victim to a scam, whether you realize it or not, the VSIC specialist may contact you to warn and assess how best to help, especially in times of critical need. Victims are then referred to the most helpful people or resources matched to the crime. Oftentimes, victims of crimes like cyberbullying, ID theft, and scams haven't been getting the support that they need because of the way crime reports are handled and filtered. They got stuck with local law enforcement and never reached the level of federal investigation. Now, I'm going to stop here for just a second because this is a lot of what I had gotten back in terms of people who were upset that, hey, basically, I turned this in to the IC3 unit. I've done everything that I should do. I turned it into the Attorney General's office, but yet I still ended up having to go to my local police department. So this is something that the FBI is working on right now, according to this report. However, the FBI is also supposed to be first line of defense against these scams, which is where the VSIC step in. This new position is designed to ensure timely support and services are provided to victims to prevent further victimization and to engage the recovery process as quickly as possible, IC3 explains in its report. The benefit from VSIC's position at IC3 is that they're able to quickly reach out and call these victims to intervene and offer assistance. Many victims do not believe they have been compromised and genuinely want to help the perpetrator. We see that a lot in the straw man scam, that they honestly don't believe that they've been completely victimized and really don't want to do too much damage to these people, but they know that the person has taken their money and has not provided for them the service. It's very interesting that although the service is something that they're complaining about and that it was never provided and it shows them that it doesn't work, they still want to have this strong belief that the actual scam is real somehow. So they think, okay, well, I will just go to someone else. And then, of course, they get scammed again. Skilled VSICs can help navigate those feelings for the victim, allow them to come to terms with what has happened, and provide them the resources and steps necessary to get their life back together. All right, so I'm not going to read this whole thing. What I'm going to do is place it in the actual description so that way you guys can read it for yourself. There is not a link to this that I'm aware of, so I'm going to just go ahead and copy and paste what I have into the description. This was sent to me by email. So I'm hoping that this will help everyone to get further educated with what IC3 does. And if you find yourself not just in the situation with the straw man scam, not just in a situation where you've been scammed by someone like April Lejeune or someone like Tazadak or someone like Eon, not just in that scenario, but if you're being bullied online, if you've had an identity theft scenario, anything that occurs online or a scam that you may find or see that's being perpetrated online, the IC3 unit is who you go and you report to. And before anybody decides to ask and say something crazy, no. I do not work for the FBI. I am not a government agent. I'm simply reporting on what I have received today as this report has just come out. And as a result of that, I want to make sure you guys all have the information. That's what the Virgo Triad channel does. We investigate scams, we investigate con artists, we report on them, we expose them, and then we leave it up to you to take a look for yourself and decide what you believe to be true and not true. The statistics on this are crazy and very, very scary. $7.5 million is a lot of money, and that's only for the people that turned it in to the IC3. For people that actually turned it in strictly to, their own local law enforcement agency, or for those who simply did something like fill out a ripoff report, those figures of what they lost are not being added into the IC3 unit's website. One of the things that I do want to make sure everybody is aware of on this is that if you have been scammed by someone and you turn it in to IC3, that database, along with the Federal Trade Commission's database, becomes open for any law enforcement agency to search. So let me give you an example. With the detective that contacted me with regards to April and June, that detective was able to go in and research the Federal Trade Commission's website, where people had reported and complained on her there. That detective was actually able to go in and research the IC3 website, where people had complained about her there. Your best avenue, if you have been scammed by someone like April or June, is to send an actual email to me, and I will give you all of the links of all of the different places that you can report it. And if you do not have the availability to send a email to me to give you that information back, I will tell you that your best place to actually start is for certain IC3. IC3 is a place that is going to provide you with other links. But in this particular case, I'm more than happy to provide you with easy links of the page you can go straight to, and you can go ahead and enter in your complaints to all of the different places that they need to be put in place for. Again, the more that we can help law enforcement out in terms of being able to make sure that they know exactly what's going on, and that there are more than just a few people that are complaining, the better off all of us will be, because we will stop these potential scams from, getting moved forward to other people. So it's a community thing. It's something that we've got to pay attention to. And as a result, I'm putting this up along with the link and the information that'll be in the description box. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye-bye.